You're listening to the Uplevel Your Online Business Show, where wealth is empowering, purpose is crucial, and high vibes are non-negotiable. And now, here's your host, certified business coach and practical woo strategist, Sara J Loureiro.
Online business show. And so today I wanted to talk to you about the easiest ways to actually build a 10K month business, or 10K month is really just an industry standard that we use. So if there is another magical number that you really want to get to that really represents a freedom-based life for you, feel free to put that in to the title of this episode. I thought it would be really helpful to make this episode because I see a lot of people completely overcomplicating their businesses. And this is something that I did so much in my first business. And I remember just how many products I had. I remember just how many challenges and webinars and live streams I do all of the time. And yeah, it was great. I learned a lot. And so if you have a lot of time on your hands, and if you have a lot of energy as well to just kind of dedicate to the love of trying new things in your business, sure, go ahead and try one thing at a time. But overall, you definitely want to make things a lot more simpler than you probably are, especially if you are listening to this episode. I feel like chances are you know that you're making things harder on yourself than you need to be. So when I was doing my yoga business, and so I started out in yoga and wellness coaching in about 2015, I was doing one-to-ones. And so I did take on private clients. I did have packaged private clients, and they were amazing. I also had a self-guided course. I had a few bundles. I had a membership site. I had a group program. I had everything. And yes, I was making good money. And my self-guided courses would really bring people into my one-to-one products and programs, but it was just really complicated. I was always doing something. I was spending so much time on the back end of my business. And so when I started doing business coaching, I vowed to myself that I was going to keep things simple, that I wasn't going to overcomplicate anything. And it's kind of funny because surely enough, 1 year into it, I started overcomplicating things again. And I started creating more courses and more materials based on everything I knew. But I will come back to the fact, even though those things are great, don't get me wrong. And I highly recommend that you do things when you have a lot of energy for them and when they feel really good and really aligned to you. But the vast majority of the money that I make from my business and the vast majority of the impact that I have in my business really comes from my one-to-one clients. And so I want you to just kind of take a minute right here, just kind of center yourself and ask yourself how it would feel to have 20 group program clients at $500 versus having 4 one-to-one clients at $2,500. So just take a moment just to kind of have that sit in. Or you can even say, 2 clients at $5,000, which a lot of my clients are currently doing. And take a moment, let that sit with you and just kind of ask yourself, which one of those feels easier? And I'm going to tell you, in the online space, it is infinitely easier to find 4 clients at $2,500 than it is to find 20 clients at $500. Even if it's a lower price point, here's the thing. When people are attracted to you, when you become magnetic in your industry, it's not about the money that it costs to work with you. They just want to work with you. And so what you're going to find is you're going to have some people who absolutely love you and who are really, really ready for the one-to-one, for the personalized support. Yet finding 20 people to invest in a group program at $500 almost seems like pulling teeth. And a lot of the times it does. And so if you've ever had a group program and you know exactly what I'm talking about, feel free to hit me up on Instagram or something because I totally feel you. I've had about between 10 and 15 people in a group program once, and by far it was infinitely easier just to sign on a few one-to-one clients, and even so much easier to retain my one-to-one clients and to serve them rather than having all of these other people who kind of constantly sent me emails and just kind of required a lot more support than I thought they would in a group setting. So, of course, if you love group programs and that is something that you really, really, really want to do in your business, absolutely. But it's not the easiest way to get there. It's not the easiest way to really create an income and an impact. And I think most of the people who I work with are either just starting out or they're looking to scale from a place where they still don't have consistency in their business yet. And so that's one of the things that I primarily help my high performance clients with, is really just developing a system where less is more. And oftentimes there's so many people who just kind of rush into doing the passive income, rush into doing group programs, rush into doing all of these different scalable products because we have in our minds that it's going to be so much easier. Okay, well, if someone doesn't want my one-to-one, then surely, 100 people are going to want my membership. I have 100 people on my email list. So, I'm just going to create some emails, do a launch, and, boom, going to have all these people on my membership site, and that is going to fill me up financially. And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You end up spending so much time on that launch. Sure, you learn from it, but I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. And so what is it that you really want to be doing in your business? I think that's another thing that you ultimately want to ask yourself, right? And what's the fastest way to grow your business to then reinvest in your business? And time again, I see that the one-to-one model and really just starting with the one-to-one model and mastering the one-to-one model before you go out and do all of your scalable programs just works so much better. So here's what I usually do with my clients. And if you're listening to this and if you're just like, okay, cool, well, but you know what? Like, I still feel like my industry, people don't see me as the expert yet, or I'm still not booking the amount of one-to-one clients that I really want to. In that case, I would take a look at your messaging. And so really make sure that your messaging is going towards one perfect fit ideal client who has a really specific pain point that you can help with, and that you're actively presenting the solution in terms of the desires that they want and the results that they want from whatever service it is that you're offering them. But also take a look at your growth and take a look at how consistent your marketing and how consistently you're getting visible and really going out there. And if you feel like those two things are really, really good, and once again, this is why it's so effective to get a mentor in your business, because they can help you with this because they've seen all of this, right? Like, I've worked with, dozens of clients now who I can definitely tell you something that it might take you like few months to do on your own. But if you're there and if you're like, okay, no, I totally think that my messaging is on point, I definitely am doing growth on a daily basis, then it wouldn't hurt to also fold in there a passive income product that's really, really low in price, just to be able to create an upsell process. And time again, this is what I've seen actually works the most effectively. It saves you so much more time, and it also gives you so much more freedom. And I know that sounds counterintuitive. How does one-to-one work give you more freedom than passive income? And it goes back to the fact that you're always going to find people who are willing to invest in you at higher rates at lower numbers than you are to find people who are going to invest in you at low rates in higher numbers. Okay? So especially if your work is super magnetic, you will get a lot more freedom from first really, really mastering your one-to-one programs, really mastering what type of packages your clients really resonate with, and kind of going through that model. And then the beautiful thing about that model as well is once you start to have that functioning really well for you, then you can reinvest in your business. So you can reinvest in more visibility strategies, whether it's an assistant or, Facebook ads or anything like that. You can really start to focus a lot more on quality, right? So rather than just kind of getting everything out there, really focusing on refining your content, focusing on refining your growth strategies, making sure that you are putting more effort into ones that are working. And really, once you start to focus on that one thing, this has completely changed my life, by the way. Starting to just focus on one thing and really just starting to see that less is more has completely changed my business. I mean, I went from doing 3 and 5K months to doing 10K months and now doing 20 and 30K months. So if it works for me and if it works for all of my clients, I would love to hear how really implementing a less is more type mentality works for you, because to me, it's the secret to creating a scalable business that allows you to get more of your time back. Because the thing is, if you're working on and if you're focusing on so many different things at once, right? So 3 different freebies that you're going to be offering. You're focusing all of your energy on, 5 different social media platforms. And you don't have one primary social media platform. One of the analogies that I love to use is that it's almost like you are wanting to sip an entire cup of coffee, yet you're putting all of your coffee into like 10 different cups. And so it makes no sense, because at the end of the day, well, one, your coffee's going to get really cold really quick, right? Because let's be honest, if you have coffee in like so many different cups, you're not going to be able to savor it. And another thing is that it's going to take way too long to wash all of those cups, right? You need to do so much more housework. And also, like, who wants to carry around 10 different cups, right? Like, it's just so much work. Just put all of your coffee in one cup. Okay? Work that way. Make sure that you're working on things that are quality based. Make sure that you're doing one thing at a time rather than just kind of rushing to do so many different things at once. And so whatever the income amount that you want to make in your business, what I would recommend to you, and what I feel like is going to make your life so much easier, is if you now just kind of put in what your one-to-one program is, so what your private service-based program is, and put down the different price points for it. So is it a 3-month program? Is it a 4-month program? Is it a 6-month program? Is it a 9-month, 12-month, whatever it is. Put that in there and then put the price points in there. And what you're going to do is see how much you actually need to make per month, or how much you want to make per month. So how much feels really expansive for your life and your business for you to be making each and every month in your business. And then ask yourself, okay, well, how many of those private clients would I need to sign on every single month to make that a reality? And once you're there, then you're going to have to ask yourself and evaluate, okay, is my price point too low? Where did I come up with this price point to begin with? Right? Is there any money mindset issue here? Am I only charging this price point because this is all I think people can afford? And once again, this is why it's so helpful to have a mentor in your business, because they can help you to see all of these things that you might not necessarily see yourself. And so once you get a really awesome price point, just ask yourself, how many of these clients do I need to book to make what it is that I want to make? And so let's say, for example, if you want to make 10K months, you really only need 4 clients at $2,500. I mean, when you put in a really amazing, effective organic strategy in your business, and when you're consistently creating really amazing content and you're consistently selling, that's not that far out of reach. And so would you rather have that and just have something really simple, really effective, something that doesn't really take you that long to do, something that creates a huge impact? Because one-to-one work creates a massive impact in your clients' lives, because they just have so much more attention, so much more support, and not to mention it's not a cookie cutter approach. And, how would that feel? How would it feel for you to just be like, okay, I'm still going to make the same amount of money that I really want to make, or I'm still going to, do the things in my business that I really want to do, but first, I'm just going to keep it simple, right? There's already so many things that I have to do in my daily life. So why am I going to overcomplicate my business as well if I don't need to? And so I encourage you to kind of take that approach when you are thinking about how to build a business that's going to be like really big and really scalable. And, it's not necessarily about all of the different things that you can do, but it's about focusing on one thing that's going to make so much more of a difference. So let me know if you resonate with this episode. I know it was a little bit short, but it's short and sweet to the point. I would love if you can share it if you feel like it really, really resonates with you. So you can always tag me on Instagram, Sara without an H, J, and then Loureiro. Such a hard last name. But if you can tag me on Instagram, tag me on Facebook. I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to see how this is resonating. So thanks so much for watching. And
Online Business Show. If you enjoy our show and would like the show notes and free goodies about how to grow your online coaching business, head over to sarajloureiro.com for more information. We hope you'll tune in next time.